It is another great day, my viewers and my audience. The society has really been affected, especially when it comes to aspect of being faithful. Relationships are broken, marriages are broken, boyfriends and girlfriends, they break their relationship when the aspect of honesty is at stake. Now, I would like to interrogate and to look at the reasons why do women cheat. This one I'm cutting across the board. It doesn't matter if you are young ladies, it doesn't matter if you are a married woman who is in 50s and 60s. I want to interrogate the reasons. One of the reasons is work and money. When you look in our society, in the medieval society, or in the olden society, women were just taking care of the children. They were not used to modern organization or to form organization. But now when they have started working, now they have known the value of money. And so now they are going to value, they are going to interrogate you in terms of money. How much are you earning? How much are you getting? They are going to value you in terms of money. So even if you are married and then your husband is not a privilege to be even in high salaried class where they are getting a lot of money coupled with a lot of privileges, then you find you are likely to be tempted by even in your place of work. Can it even be your boss? It can be money. Yes, in your place of work. You want promotion. You want your husband probably to get a job. Probably your husband is a cleaner somewhere or is a farmer in the village. But your boss has promised that you can be able to give your husband a job. Now, if at all your wife was not working, chances are very slim the interaction space will be very limited. But now the modern woman is exposed to work, and even their worldview is different. They will look at things in a different view. They are going to interrogate and judge you according to the capacity of what you have. After all, the one who has got the money is the one who rules. You has got the good rules. Now, second is the aspect of dissatisfaction in the relationship. You see, people want to be satisfied in a relationship, even including marriage relationship. But many times when people get married, they take each other for granted, and so they become complacent. And then this aspect of becoming complacent, they don't know that they are more likely to be overthrown. I remember in one of my books, I've said that even the government, if they feel that it has been ruling for many years, they can become complacent. They are likely to lower the standards, and many times they are likely to be overthrown either by bullet or the ballot. And so even with the women, if they know, if at all, their men also, if they take their women for granted, and the relationship is they are not dissatisfied, they are going to go to people who are going to satisfy them. And so they are going there out of dissatisfaction. The other point is the aspect of low self-esteem. You value yourself, you feel that you are not attracted, your husband does not validate you, does not tell you that you are great, and just tell you you are not like so and so. I'm just regretting why I married you. I wish I had married a Miss X. When you say such words, your wife, you are going to make her feel down. Her self-confidence is going to go down. And then what is going to happen? When she is going to meet a man who is going to shower her even with many nothings, how great she is, how beautiful she is, how they can be able to cross the Indian Ocean even in the midst of sharks, because she is a great woman. She is likely to follow that man Yes. Now the other point is retaliation. Your wife or the woman may be cheating because the husband cheated. But you see now, this revenge, in one of my book, called Happy Though Marriage, I've said at marriage level, at family level, ndawa ya moto si moto. It may be, when there is moto, it requires some water. Dawa ya moto ni moto doesn't help in marriage as an institution. So now then, there is also the aspect of emotional needs. What do I mean by emotional needs? There is the aspect of empathy. Your husband or your friend identifies the needs when you have been affected, is able to identify your feelings. And then there is also the aspect of conversation. You have been given silent treatment, and then later you get someone who is going to really talk, even 10 hours. Then you are likely somebody who respect you, somebody who adore you, and somebody great, give you emotional need, is attending to you emotionally, you are likely to get to cheating. Then there is the aspect of lack of excitement. There are some people who are serial cheaters. Yes, some women may be serial cheaters. It's not cheating even with one person. These are the people within the sexologists we call nymphomaniacs. These are people who cannot be satisfied by anyone sexually. And so what are they going to do? They are just going to be gambling with any man. Not that it's doing sex, but it is sort of a game. They become serial cheaters, and this one become a serious problem. So this is also the equivalent of the men who are called Satyasis or Casanovas for a polite term. Casanovas, these were men who think they were born to live in this world only for sex, and they are not here for anything else. Then there is the aspect of loneliness. It's sad for them. The husband is not afraid. The neighborhood is not afraid. Probably you have even gone on retirement. Your workmate cannot even make a call without realizing those people who are your workmates, they were not your friends. They were just your work colleagues. So you find that now with retirement, and then with your children who have gone, they are going to start their own homes, they are going to work in different towns, then you are experiencing what we call the empty nest syndrome. It is a life of great loneliness. So what is going to happen? You are just going to look for someone to have sex with that person, not that you want sex, but because you are so lonely, you are just left blank with nothing in you. So what is going to happen? You will find that you are going to get to someone. And then there's an aspect of getting into menopause. Now when women get into menopause, they feel that the biological clock has stopped. They find that their husbands are more likely to be attracted by young girls, young beautiful girls who are agile, and then they feel that now even their own beauty, it is no longer appreciated. So what are they going to do? They are going to go to young boys who are going to appreciate them, and they can even give them money so that they have sex with them. The aspect of the middle life crisis. Then others may be suffering from depression, which may be having underlying conditions. And when now you have underlying conditions, sometimes some of the underlying conditions are even diagnosed by the doctor. Probably you are subscribed certain drugs which is going to be sort of an anesthesia. And so to you may be having a condition which will make you that you have to have sex so that you get relief. Not that you want to cheat, but it is a condition which is just pushing you. It is so safe to you, become like the hormone which is called dopamine, which is the hormone of love or serotonin. These ones, they are very critical, and so you find that when you are attracted to someone, these hormones can work and you end up being a victim. Then another problem issue is opportunity. It's not that you want planned. Probably you are drunkard and you get drunk. So you don't even know what happened. You went with a stranger. Or probably you are out of the country and you have no control. You are attending seminars, conferences, and you have no control. Or for those who are in certain positions, or in certain jobs, like pilots, like air hostesses, or people who are in peacekeeping. We also don't have only men in peacekeeping, we also have women in peacekeeping. Then there is the aspect, finally, there is the aspect of seeking fantasy. You want to get fantasy, the way people get into alcohol, into bangi, and trying to experiment to feel you are going to feel high. So you want to experiment with as many men as possible, the way, because to you, sex is like alcohol or drugs. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have understood why women cheat. So, that is why they will need a sexologist or a family therapist so that you can take them through, so that they are able to process the reasons for doing what they are doing. Thank you very much. It's Mutia Rukwaru, your popular family therapist and relationship coach. Thank you very much. Enjoy your day.